A band reunited. Well, 3 of them. A brand new album. I mean, technically it's 2 EPs kind of sewn together, but yeah, it's an album. Indecipherable lyrics. My brain just don't do good with this type of thing in that. The smashing of pumpkins. Don't smash fruit, guys, it's good for you. And yes, it is a fruit, I checked it on Google. Smashing Pumpkins are back with Shiny and Oh So Bright, Vol 1 LP, No Past, No Future, No Sun. Right, before I get into this Tiswas, just a very quick thing. Yeah, I'm now uploading some of the written reviews that I do to my website, free2be.com. So if any of you are interested in such a thing, do that. Although, seeing as you're probably watching this video now, it's kind of redundant. This is the band's 10th studio album, and it's the first to feature drummer Jimmy Chamberlain since 2007's Zeitgeist album, and even more than that, it's the first to feature James Iyer since way back in 2000 with their Machina Machines of the Gods album. Joining them on guitar also is Jeff Schroeder. I think he's done quite a few albums with Billy under the moniker of Smashing Pumpkins. Unfortunately, for those of us who were expecting a full classic lineup, that's not going to happen because Darcy Retzky are sadly not joining the band, and there's a bit of controversy as to why. I think Billy Corgan says one thing, she says another. Sadly, Darcy will not be on this album. This album was produced by Rick Rubin and recorded and mixed by Dana Nielsen. How much involvement Rubin had, I don't know. He does seem to be quite a hands-off producer nowadays. And as I alluded to in the intro on this one, this was originally supposed to have been 2 EPs. I think somewhere along the line the band kind of figured, well, actually this could make an album, and it's the first of what is going to be the Shiny and Oh So Bright series of LPs, this being Vol 1. And with that, I think I'll get straight into the songs, because I'm a tired little bun today. Opening track, Knights of Malta. I'll say straight off, this is by far my favourite song on the album. Really love this song. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're gonna make this happen. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm gonna fly forever. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're gonna ride that rainbow. Whoa, 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 whoa. I was a little put off by the opening to this at first, but it's really grown on me. Essentially opens up with the chorus. I felt that this song had a real hint of kind of early Oasis, especially sort of What's the Story, Morning Glory era. Don't you mean the Beatles? Especially in some of the drum fills, and there was also a use of reversed lead guitar in there as well, which sounded like that. Oh, there's people over there, wonderful, isn't that great? As well as the early Oasis sound. Beatles, there's also a hint of Rolling Stones' Gimme Shelter, with the female backing vocals, which add a lot to the track, I thought. There's a real feeling of optimism and hope to this song. A serpent for your fist, and a scarab for your mouth. The symptoms say persist, so resist, but a cure is not in doubt. Has to be said that I really enjoyed the bass on this as well, which I believe is done by Billy Corgan. And I'll state right now that this was by far my favourite track on the album. Glorious start, really enjoyed this one. Next up we have Silvery Sometimes, Ghosts. This one I guess goes back in a more traditional Smashing Pumpkins territory, and kind of had a hint of their 1979 vibe. Bab. And apparently it's named that after Robert Smith from The Cure. What that's in reference to, I'm not quite sure. Perhaps leave a comment if you know. Again, I'm not going to pretend that I understand the lyrics fully on this song, but it seems to be filled with tragic irony and juxtaposition. Rule like a tyrant, make like a valentine, tear like a siren, sulk like a sunken mine. There's also a line in it that goes, dive like a pelican, which supposedly is in reference to The Marked, which was the first proper band that Billy was in. I hear cunts. There was also another passage in it as well that I particularly liked, that had this kind of tragic outlook, but ended with kind of a positive Spin. Stumbling before you speak, stunning and stunning with cannons to lead. And tigers tight, you scan the fields. Someone dies tonight. It's tragic, but at least it's not you. This was an enjoyable enough song, but I kind of felt a little bit let down after the such a great opening track. Not bad song. Decent song, but didn't quite live up to the opener. Next up we have Travels. This was another more old school pumpkin sounding tune. Now, one of the problems I've always had with the Smashing Pumpkins, well, I suppose Billy Corgan, is his voice. It either seems to fit the song perfectly, or to be honest, it kind of grates on me. And unfortunately this song kind of fell into the latter. It's where I belong. It's where I belong. It's where I belong. That was the chorus pretty much, and it just, I don't know, it didn't sit well with me at all, really. The rest of the song's actually not that bad, but it's a kind of okay tune. Nothing particularly grabbed me about it. Not much else to say about this one, I suppose. Next up, Solara. This is a bit more like it. I really enjoyed this song. Nice heavy down-picked riff gets us started on this one. It slowly builds, and it has a hint of Bullet with Butterfly Wings. Apparently this one was written way back in 2014 with Jeff. I think Billy always felt that this was a good song, but it was lacking something, and basically that all came out when they showed it to Jimmy Chamberlain when they got back with him. Let me just quickly read what Billy said. Jeff and I were the only people in the band at the time, and we couldn't find the magic. We always thought that the song was strong, so when we came in this situation, the minute we put it in Jimmy Chamberlain's hand, it's like, there's the magic. And it has to be said that Jimmy Chamberlain, for me, steals the show on this song. His drumming is awesome. It's so on point. There's just these great energetic drum fills that just really transcend and really make the song something else. Really enjoyed this song. What I get from the lyrics is a sense of transcendence, possibly. High and dry, I'm ash made dry. Is that right? High and dry, I'm ash made time. With sun too bright, I am nothing but a body in my mind. Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know. There's also a pretty trippy video that accompanies this one as well. It's worth checking out. Next up we have Alienation. This one starts out with a swelling synth and a piano that joins in as well. This kind of had a touch of Tonight, I guess would be the closest comparison I'd make for it. I think this one's about alienation. Alienation, alienation. Free the morning, free revelation. Alienation, alienation. Mourn the movement, fear penetration. Alienation of thee I sing. I think it's about alienation. I've read a few reviews that are quite scathing of this song, but actually I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a great little track. Next up, Marching On. And again, we get a bit more of a heavy riff coming in. A bit more of that old school Pumpkins heaviness. And the bridge section I thought was really great. Probably the heaviest part of the album, I'd imagine. Real nice down-tuned mid-paced chug. Another one with lyrics that I'm not even going to try and decipher. She stabs the empty clock. She haunts them where they're not. She screams the alien arcs. The spirals follow sharp. She stabs them where they're not. 'Cause bodies slay souls. This was another one that I actually quite enjoyed a lot, but it did. The mix felt a little bit muddy in places, and coming in at less than 3 minutes as well. It just felt a little bit too short. I could have done with a bit more on this one, but yeah, not a bad song. Next up we have With Sympathy. Really beautiful, bright, ringing, clean, clear acoustic on this one. Really beautiful sounding. Kind of had a bit of the Pixies sort of vibe to it, I guess. Frank Black, is it? An enjoyable enough ballad-esque type song with I really enjoyed the bass playing. Again, I believe it's done by Billy, and I loved the chorus. It's with sympathy that I gift you to me. Short and sweet. And then we get the final song of the album, Seek and You Shall Destroy. Yeah, we get another heavier riff on this closer. Seek and you shall destroy me. To faces form a victor's sonnet. To faces our night comes to an early close. In miniature of stark and sweet repose. Not a great deal more to say about this one, really. Another sort of short and sweet track. Again, this one coming in at under 3 minutes. So there you have it. That's the album. A bit of a shorter one, this one. But, I mean, it was only 30 minutes long, the album. 8 tracks. In terms of a score, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Instinctually, I kind of felt maybe I should give it a lower score. But I can't say I disliked any of the songs. I enjoyed all of them. I thought they were great. I think the problem was the original intention was to do 2 EPs, and I think that would have made more sense, because when you've got an album that's only 30 minutes long and 8 songs, you kind of need all killer, I think. I wouldn't necessarily say that these songs are filler, but none of them, yeah, I suppose I would. You got some really great stuff. Knights of Malta I thought was absolutely stunning. Love that song. Solara was great as well. And Alienation I particularly enjoyed. Kind of felt like the idea of 2 EPs would have made sense. You could have had 2 sort of, you know, each EP opening with one of the strongest songs, and then having not necessarily B-sides, but it kind of would have made more sense. So yeah, 7 out of 10, maybe even a 6.5. No, so I'll go for a 7 out of 10. Nothing I particularly didn't enjoy, but a lot of songs that weren't particularly outstanding either. So yes, 7 out of 10, fuck's sake. So what have I coming up next? Well, we're getting towards the end of the year and things are starting to slow down. I am going to be doing a review of the Iron Maiden debut. That'll be the next one, because they've just re-released the first 4 albums remastered. And yes, I've got them. So I'm going to review the debut Iron Maiden album. Next week also marks the 1st year anniversary of this channel. So I'm going to be doing a video for that. I think Kanye West has got a new album next week. And I'm also going to start my unsigned band reviews. That's going to be coming next week. I've got the first one. And very good it is too. I think you guys are going to enjoy this one. So yes, make sure you stay tuned for that one. And I'm just talking shit now.